Michael, what's today's audio?
Today is about biamping.
Michael, did you buy another PM-12 OSE?
That's right. I wanted to try out what Marantz recommends called a complete biamp.
Complete biamp? Not just a regular biamp?
It seems that Marantz does not call the method of using two integrated amplifiers biamping, but complete biamping.
What is the difference from a normal biamp?
The term would be perfect biamping.
Isn't a normal biamp perfect? Master would like to hear about Marantz's complete biamp, wouldn't you?
Yes, I want to hear it.
What equipment are you using?
The sound source is Amazon Music. The network streamer is LinkPlay's WM Pro Plus. The DAC is SMSL's SU9 Pro. The amplifier is Marantz's PM-12 OSE. And the speakers are B&W's 705S3. I compared the PM-12 OSE with one single amp and two complete biamps.
What were the results?
In conclusion, the effect of the complete biamplifier was significant. The improvement in signal-to-noise ratio was particularly impressive. If I were to use a weather analogy, it was as if I had always thought that sunny was the best, but actually there was a clear one that was a grade higher. I didn't know there was such a wonderful world out there until I tried the biamp.
Michael, where did you hear about the complete biamp?
I was looking at the manual for the PM-12 OSE. I look at manuals for equipment in my spare time. That's when I learned about complete biamping, which is the use of two identical amplifiers.
How is it different from a standard biamp?
A typical biamp uses one preamplifier and two power amps. The signal from one preamplifier is split and sent to two power amplifiers. In the case of the PM-12 OSE, there are two integrated amplifiers, so there are also two preamplifiers for the PM-12 OSE. Unlike a typical biamp, the preamplifier is also separate, which is why they call it a complete biamp. It would certainly reduce left-right channel interference since it would be a dual mono configuration with no shared preamp.
There were two different ways to connect the biamps, right?
One is a stereo connection biamp where the high and low speakers are driven by separate amplifiers. The other is a mono connection biamp in which the left and right speakers are driven by separate amplifiers.
Which one did you try in the case of the PM-12 OSE?
The only way to link two of these amplifiers together is the monodrive method.
Can't the PM-12 OSE be biamped in stereo drive?
You can do stereo drive biamping with the PM-12 OSE if you want to, but the two amplifiers will not be able to work together.
What do you mean?
In order to link two PM-12 OSE amplifiers, two 3.5mm mini plug cables are connected between the amplifiers. Then, set one amplifier as the master and the other as the slave. This way, when the master amplifier is operated, the slave amplifier can also operate the selector and volume in conjunction with the master amplifier. The PM-12 OSE will act as if it were a single unit, even though there are two units. With this biamping setup, the left channel amplifier can only output the left channel signal from the left and right speaker terminals. The amplifier for the right channel can output only the right channel signal in the same way. With the complete biamp setup, the left and right channels can only be independently mono-driven.
I see.
Since there are two amplifiers, it is also possible to biamp stereo drive with separate high and low amplifiers. But then you would have to control the volume and other parameters of the two PM-12 OSE amplifiers separately. In fact, it would be better to use the PM-12 OSE as a mono-driven biamp.
How did the complete biamping work?
Here is a summary of the results of the complete biamping test. First, significant improvement in SN ratio. This was unexpected. There was a significant improvement in SN ratio by biamping. Specifically, the noise dropped dramatically. The silence is wonderful.
What is quietness?
I can hear each note more clearly. It's like the sound comes to life when biamped, which you can't hear with a single PM-12 OSE.
Does having two amplifiers lower the noise?
I think it reduces noise because it eliminates left, right channel interference. Effect of complete biamping 2. Improved stereo feeling.
What do you mean by improved stereo feel?
This was to be expected, but the separation between left and right is amazing. The sound image becomes clearer. For example, with a single amp, the cymbal sound of a song recorded on the L channel sounded slightly to the right. With biamping, the cymbals sounded clearly from the left speaker.
You mean it was actually recorded to be heard from the left?
That's right. I didn't notice it with the single amp. The effect of a complete biamp is great because it accurately reproduces the music maker's intention. Effect of a complete biamp 3. Increased low-frequency power. Since the complete biamplifier is not a bridge connection, it should not increase power. However, when we actually listen to it, it is clear that the low-frequency range has been powered up. This is probably due to the improved SN ratio.
So the complete biamp had a big effect.
Buying another PM-12 OSE was a big decision, but I am glad I tried the complete biamping.
With biamping, you need two of the same amp, but you can buy one amp for the cost of two. You don't have to link them together or anything.
Sure, one amp is easier to connect, and you don't need the space for two amps. The PM-12 OSE is priced at about 250,000 yen per unit, so there is also the idea of buying one amp for 500,000 yen.
Which would be better?
It's hard to say. The Accuphase E380i used to use was about 500,000 yen. It was attractive in its own way. But a single E380 does not give you the stereo feel of biamping. There is a charm that only biamps have. So I can't say which is better.
Is it better to try it yourself?
If you like audio, you should try biamping once to experience the SN increase and the unique stereo enhancement.
Is it possible to do a complete biamping with Marantz products?
No, it is almost impossible. The only stereo amplifiers that can do it are the PM-12 OSE, PM-10, and Model 10. The PM-12 OSE and PM-10 are still available, but they are no longer in production. The Model 10 is the only current product that can do complete biamping. However, the Model 10 is over 2 million yen.
You must have a budget to try a complete biamp.
Yes, it does. It costs more, but the effect of a complete biamp is great. The improvement in sound field due to better SN ratio is irreplaceable. I've been buying new equipment in a short period of time, but I'm so enamored with the charm of a complete biamp that I can't think of anything else to replace it with.
Why don't you just keep using the PM-12 OSE?
Yes, but you will discover new things by trying different equipment.
I see. Master, you also want to try Marantz's complete biamp, don't you?
Yeah, I'll give it a try.